Everyone's talking about Blake Lively's messages. Today, we're going to take a look at what the texts reveal about power dynamics and loyalty, plus a breakdown of the full legal timeline that is the saga of Blake versus Justin. Let's get into it. Let's start out with the pre-lawsuit background. So this is February to April of 2023, pre-production and early messages. During early, it ends with us pre-production. Text messages from April 2023 between Blake and Taylor show them discussing the film, Swift's music in the trailer, and their views on Baldoni's handling of publicity and strategy. So these messages are from April 12th, 2023, and this is regarding that famous meeting that where Justin was claiming that he was feeling ambushed by Blake, Ryan, and Taylor about making changes to the production. Blake, if you get here with this doofus director of my movie is still here, I'll be ushering him out, but hopefully he's still here. Can you do me a huge favor? I need help with him. Can you tell him you're excited for the movie? That you read the book, but you were freaking out over is the pages I sent you. What a magnetic scene that is, or whatever descriptors you're comfortable with. I'll send you the scene. You don't have to read, of course. It's a quick read. He's a clown and thinks he's a writer now and got this rewrite and told me he appreciates my passion. That's it. So having the greatest living storyteller unknowingly echo to him how much you love what we're doing, giving him credit as if he wrote them with me, will go such a long way. You dug a movie out of the grave once already for me. Taylor replies, I'll do anything for you. Blake, I love you. Thank you. Text me when you're on your way. I'll have Molly meet you and security in the garage. So this is prior to the meeting with Justin. Now, Taylor has previously claimed that she was unaware that Justin was going to be there. She just walked in and this whole thing unfolded just haphazardly. Now, I wanted to show you this exchange that Blake had with Justin. So when she was messaging Taylor about this meeting that was going to happen that night, that was about 1:20 p.m. So here she is messaging with Justin that same day at 4:56 p.m. where he's thanking her. Thank you for letting me hold your baby, made my day. And she replies, of course, thank you for wanting to. You got to send me the photos. And they continue with a very friendly, lovely, lighthearted exchange. And mind you, this is just a few hours before this meeting is supposed to take place. So now these are the messages between Blake and Taylor right after that meeting with Justin, that same day, April 12th, 8:40 p.m. Blake writes, you were so epically heroic today. I recapped every moment to Ryan. I kept remembering stuff. You making shit up about me and lenses and referring to yourself as my doll. This clown falling for all of it, but also resisting it. You are the world's absolute greatest friend ever. I won the lottery. Taylor responds, I won the lottery. You're the coolest person in the world and you like me. And I mean, here we really see their friendship dynamics here are not equal. You see Taylor is seemingly putting Blake up on a pedestal. Then Blake attaches this meme of Aladdin that is allegedly supposed to be poking fun at Justin. And she continues, the most bonkers part to me is him saying to you, he doesn't know pop culture made me more mad than anything he's done to me. His entire brand is disassembling toxic masculinity. He monetizes it. He does TED Talks, but says that to you. Not only is it so rude, but it's untrue. The thing that enraged me is you are an absolute league of your own in being both the most popular artist alive and one of all time, but also the most respected and awarded. Now, this doesn't read as a genuine compliment. It's so wordy and it's more so like Blake is trying to shine Taylor on. Like, oh yeah, you're the greatest. I couldn't have done this without you. I need your help so much. When really this is a tactic by, if you're looking at power dynamics of a dominant and submissive, where the dominant is shining praise, or you could say love bombing onto the submissive to try to get them on side. May 17th, 2024, this is where Blake is reaching out to various A-listers to watch her cut of the film It Ends With Us and give her feedback. So she had reached out to Matt Damon and his wife, to Bradley Cooper, and to Ben Affleck. This is the email that Blake wrote to Ben. Ben, it's Blake. Don't hang up. I hope life is treating you beautifully. Ryan was going on and on about you recently amongst all the blank chaos. He was blown away by you, though he was equally effusive about your Dunkin' commercial. So you know you have a Canadian fan club in my house and a Burbank one too. Okay, so here at the beginning, again, she's coming in hot with all the compliments. I'm writing with a zero pressure ask. I've just come out of the other side, well, almost, of the most upsetting experience I've ever had on a movie. The making of doc of this film would be more interesting than the movie could ever be. It's like if Wild Wild Country, Fire Festival, and Going Clear had a baby with The Room. Room also works though. Anyway, I ended up rewriting and restructuring the entire script. I also ended up having to direct the movie via the chaotic clown director, actor, producer, financier, studio head at the center. Yes, that's all the same person. Oh, and did I mention he and everyone he had on the movies in a cult? So she's totally disparaging Justin Baldoni's character, accusing him of being in a cult. If I would have just formally directed it, it would have been much easier, but having to troubleshoot through his taste, ego, and pre-existing decisions made it so difficult, and that's not even touching on any of the wild HR issues and beyond. Anyway, now I'm in a bake-off with him in the edit. He's been editing since, I kid you not, July, and they gave me 10 days to do my own pass. We have a bake-off in 12 days, but I have a friends and family preview in New York on Saturday in the meantime, so I can get one round of notes or feedback before we duke it out. So she's presenting her case to Ben. Hey, look at, there's all these things that I've been going through. This has been such a hard project. And now she's really going in for the ask. If you have 1 hour, 58 minutes of free time at any time in the next few days, would you be willing to watch the movie and give me any ideas or notes? I will pix it to you. You can literally text me a voice memo so you don't have to formally write thoughts. If your wife or kids are around, I'd love their opinion also. FYI does cover DV, so no one's caught off guard. I'm such a fan of Jennifer's. He was married to Jennifer Lopez at this time. I've told her as much every time I met her, and it would be an honor to have her take. Again, zero pressure. I just really want this to work after all I've put into it. The movie nearly killed me, and I can think of very few people who'd be as prescriptive and insightful as I know you would be. So here she's laying on exaggerations and melodrama of all these hardships that she's gone through allegedly on set. She's making herself out to be the victim here in regards to the script and creative direction. But remember, who has the more household name? Who's better known? Who has more power or pull in the industry? It's Blake Lively. August 9th, 2024, It Ends With Us was released in theaters, and tensions reportedly rose between Lively and Baldoni around the project's rollout, though nothing legal had been filed yet. So we all remember this uncomfortable premiere, and this premiere is really where people started asking questions publicly in regards to why Justin and his family were seemingly kind of brushed or pushed aside. Remember, no other co-stars would really talk with him or stand with him on the red carpet. The Blake's inappropriate comments about, this is a serious movie about DV, and she's telling women to come out with wearing their florals, bring all your girlfriends. She was promoting her new hair care product line and alcohol. And here we see Justin Baldoni and his friends and family were basically shoved down, forced in the basement, not able to party and hang out up top with everybody else. December 4th of 2024, Justin Baldoni has an article that comes out in People magazine that details trauma. This was the article. Justin Baldoni reveals he was traumatized by an ex-girlfriend when he was hoping to save myself from marriage. Okay, so remember the date, December 4th. So the same day that this People magazine article drops, Blake and Taylor have an email exchange. Blake writes, "Hey, checking in. I have no reason to ask, but I don't know. I've been feeling like I should. Is everything okay? I felt like a bad friend lately because I was such a sad sack who only talked about my own shit for months. You were generous to not only be the key person there for me during all of it, but also to let me off the hook for being so in it. But I still have a feeling something may not be right. I told Ryan, he said to just ask you, but I felt so stupid and like it sounded needy and awkward for everyone, especially because I can't explain why I have this feeling. And I have toxic masculinity, so I can't be needy, but also I do want to know everything is good, so I'm asking." Okay, here once again, so many words to just say, "Hey, wanted to check in. Is everything good? Like, you haven't been responding to me lately, or I haven't talked to you in a while. How is everything?" Here again, it's almost like she's writing, scripting this narrative for herself as the victim, like, "Oh, woe is me. Well, what's going on? I'm so confused." And here she's mentioning that she has, we don't know if she's being facetious, that she has toxic masculinity, trying to communicate that, she's tough, that she can handle anything, that she doesn't need anyone's help. And that's another red flag to look for. Blake is positioning herself as the tough one, and I'm strong, I can handle anything. So I don't like asking for help. It's a really big deal to me to ask someone to help me. So this sets up the other person as easily stepping into the hero or savior role, making them feel like, "Oh yeah, we're equal in this," and they may not even realize that they're being manipulated. She continues on, "But also I do want to know everything is good, so I'm asking. I always want the opportunity to be a better friend if there's something I unintentionally did. I know how busy and taxed you are physically, emotionally, practically, so I don't expect any more from you ever. Just want to make sure it's all good." So here she's saying, "Oh, I know you're so overwhelmed. I'm never going to ask you for another favor again." Taylor writes, "No, you're not wrong, but it's also not a big deal." So Taylor is acknowledging, yes, there is some distance, there is a shift in their friendship, but she's diminishing that by trying to brush it up. "Oh, it's not a big deal. I think I'm just exhausted in every avenue of my life, and in recent months have been feeling a little bit of a shift in the way you talk to me. Yes, there has been a lot of the Justin stuff, but I've been through things like this before, and I know how all-consuming it is. It's more like, and I feel really bad saying anything about this because your texts have been so nice in their intent, but your last few, it's felt like I was reading a mass corporate email sent to 200 employees. You said the word we like 18 times. And it feels awful to be in any way critical of any way you process what you've been going through, but I just kind of miss my funny, dark, normal speaking friend who talks to me as herself, not like a plural unit. When it's a group I'm hearing from, I feel distance from you even more than we are geographically." And there's a few sentences redacted. "And I know you feel attacked from all sides for ridiculous reasons. So you're feeling like you have to overly explain things or be overly nice or whatever, but it's me. That's just caused a little distance. And you don't need to apologize, just come back, please." Taylor is acknowledging, yes, there's distance between us, but again, she's minimizing or suppressing her needs and prioritizing Blake. She's very careful here not to cross Blake in any way. Blake replies, "Dear valued customer, thank you for your feedback. We at headquarters are reviewing your concerns and we'll get back to you in a timely manner." This part right here, her best friend is writing her a sincere message, communicating in a healthy manner, saying, "This is what's been bothering me. Yes, this is why I've pulled back." And Blake's response is this is a classic gaslighting technique called minimization or trivialization. She's totally leaning into what Blake was saying about the mass corporate email and just making a huge joke of it. And here she'll continue on, "Oh, for real though, you're right. I literally deleted the awful thing I was going to end that bit with because I've become digitally paranoid. I don't know if you experienced that with phone calls after what happened to you, but after the thousands of text messages that weren't meant for me that I've been reading, I've internalized that everything digital may be public." So here it's almost like this is December 5th, mind you. She's not gonna file her lawsuit until the end of December. So in another 2 weeks from this date, she's already prepping how she's speaking because she knows that these messages may be subpoenaed. The thing that spooked me most in all this, though, wasn't the bad guys being bad guys. It was the good guys, my lifelong friends, allies to women who quietly dipped. And so I'm probably being over the top with my friends who stayed because I've never felt more alone. The track is very violin heavy. I hate it. Point is, I'm being a stupid, paranoid weirdo and felt it, but didn't know where or how or when. So, thank you for telling me and for saying I don't need to apologize and for not making it a big deal. But I am sorry to you and I am sorry to me and our kids. F that guy and F his whole gaggle of supervillains. Okay, so again, she's creating this narrative around I am the perpetual victim and she's apologizing, and here the dismissal, the watering down of the apology. "Oh, I am sorry to you, but I'm also sorry for me and for my kids." And again, circling everything back to targeted malice, hatred of Justin Baldoni. Now, Taylor responds lighthearted to Blake's email. So, mind you, the Justin's People magazine article came out on December 4th, the evening of the 4th, 8 p.m. Blake is emailing Taylor. Taylor responds to Blake, and Blake then responds to her at around 1 something a.m. So now Taylor is texting her. First paragraph took me out, and Blake responds, "If only I sent you the unplugged version. I sent you a voice memo, but it doesn't show in our thread." Taylor, "Yes, I'm just falling asleep, but we'll listen tomorrow. Love you." And here, this is several hours later, same day, December 5th, 3:15 p.m. Taylor writes, "I think this bitch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin." And I mean, this is just within a span of several hours. They're distant. And then Blake is able to pull Taylor back in under this umbrella of with my allies, all the women around me and poor me, at all these things that I've suffered and I've gone through. And you see, even in her email response to Taylor's concerns, she's very superficial, it's facetious, it's jokey, and it always points back to her as being the victim here. And we see that it really didn't take much for Taylor to fall back in line. This specific comment is especially shocking coming from Taylor because y'all remember Taylor had her own SA lawsuit. Back in 2013, Taylor was at an event where a radio DJ, here he is here on the right, had groped her, and she was called in to testify in 2017. She won her case. So, especially knowing what you've been through yourself, how can you make light and name call someone else who's being open and talking about their own trauma? On December 20th, 2024, Blake Lively submitted a complaint to the California Civil Rights Department alleging harassment and retaliatory conduct by Justin Baldoni during the production of the movie. And remember, the following day, I believe she did file, oh no, December 31st, she filed a federal civil lawsuit in New York. And don't forget, her complaint was leaked to the New York Times just that following day. Blake Lively versus Wayfarer Studios, which is Justin Baldoni's studio. And here we see the complaints listed. Early 2025, Baldoni announces an intent to sue, and then he officially files a counterclaim on January 16th. He was countersuing Blake Lively in addition to her husband Ryan and others for defamation and reputational harm, seeking up to $400 million, claiming a coordinated effort to destroy his career. He included timelines and alleged altered communications to support his case. January 22nd to 31st, his team also amended complaints to include the New York Times, arguing media misrepresentation and strategic leaks of messages. Baldoni's side created a website with his timeline and communication excerpts. Court rulings. June 9th, 2025, a federal judge dismissed Baldoni's $400 million defamation lawsuit against Lively, Reynolds et al., finding some claims were legally protected as part of a legal proceeding. Baldoni was allowed to amend some allegations, but the core suit failed. Based on what I've read and heard from lawyers who are covering this case, the initial complaint that Blake filed in California actually protected her from a counterclaim. And that's why it ended up being dismissed. June 18th, a judge ruled that Baldoni can obtain communications between Taylor Swift and Blake Lively if relevant to the case, denying Blake's request to keep them entirely private. September 2025, Swift deposition request denied. Baldoni's attempt to depose Taylor Swift was denied by the court, with the judge noting no proper renewed subpoena and schedule conflicts. Swift's counsel emphasized she had limited involvement beyond licensing a song and was not an active party to the conflict, which is contradicting the messages that we just read, where she knew exactly what she was supposed to do during that meeting with Blake and Justin to try to sway his opinion about the production. Late 2025, trial postponed. Lively's trial against Baldoni, initially set for early 2026, was postponed to May 18th. Let's take a look at a quick recap of the claims from both sides. So what's Blake Lively claiming? She's alleging harassment, hostile work environment, and retaliation by Justin Baldoni. She's saying that his conduct directly hurt her professional standing and well-being. She's also denying engaging in a smear campaign against him, and her team insists messages between her and Taylor and others are private and not central to harassment claims. Justin Baldoni's claims are he denies all harassment and hostile work environment allegations. In his now dismissed defamation countersuit, he did claim Blake, Ryan, and team colluded to damage his reputation. He also alleged that media reporting misrepresented communications and was part of a narrative concocted by Lively's camp. So as of February 2026, the lawsuit remains active and it is scheduled for May 18th, 2026. Justin Baldoni's countersuit has been dismissed. So where things stand as of now, we are waiting on the trial, which is set to start on May 18th. And all we can do in the meantime is just wonder, where do things stand now between Taylor and Blake? All right, everyone, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. And let me know in the comments section, what do you think about all these messages? Are you on Team Blake, Team Taylor, or Team Justin? Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.